Hi, my name is Nick Guzy, and welcome to my podcast. Today we're talking about what it's really like being a student at the University of Alabama, from academics and campus life to football and traditions. Today I'm interviewing my sister, Jameson Guzy, who is a student at the University of Alabama. And let's start out first with the impressions. When you first arrived on campus, what stood out to you the most?
The thing that stood out to me the most on campus was definitely how happy everybody was. It doesn't seem like a regular college campus where students look stressed and how they're worried about they're going to fail their exam or anything like that. Every student that I saw on that campus was happy, and that definitely reflects on now me being a student and seeing all the campus tours of the incoming freshmen. We definitely looked so happy, and they looked very scared, but I literally just want to tell them, like, everything's going to be fine, and these are going to be the best 4 years of your life.
That's awesome. Now let's get to the academics at the university. How would you describe your whole academic experience as a whole?
My academic experience as a whole was very rocky. So I'm going into my senior year now. So I already completed 3 years out of the 4. And so my freshman year, it was a lot of adjusting, especially coming from Pennsylvania all the way down to West Alabama. It was a culture shock. Definitely things are a lot different. So also we're on a 1-hour time difference, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're waking up for those early classes, if I had an 8 a.m., I would feel like I was waking up at 7 a.m. and I just don't like that. I'm a big heavy sleeper, but my freshman year, I really did struggle. My gen eds were hard, and I wasn't expecting that, but a lot of our gen eds, how they're kind of set up, we don't have the best professors for that, but once you get into more major focus classes, I actually finished the semester with a 4.0, so I was very happy about that. So once you get past your gen eds and your freshman year kind of getting settled in and moving in, your academics do seem to go a lot smoother when it's more focused on something that you actually want to do.
And Alabama is really known for their whole frat and Greek experience. And you rushed your freshman year before school started, and you joined a sorority. So can you walk me through like that whole experience of how that happened and why you did it?
Yeah, so when you go to University of Alabama, it is kind of mandatory for everybody to rush. Over 50% of our campus is involved in some type of Greek life or something like that. So I knew coming in that I definitely wanted to rush. I mean, it was all over my social media and like Bama Rush TikTok and everything like that. So I knew 100% I wanted to rush. So they have you come down 2 weeks before like the rest of the campus would come down so you can do rush. So rush is a 14-day, 8 hours a day long experience where you are constantly going in and out of houses and talking to different types of women, learning about their experiences and why they wanted to be in this Greek life and that sort of thing. And then at the end of every round, you get dropped by the houses. And my first round, I got dropped by over half the houses, which I knew was coming because they do something called zip coding, where a lot of primarily southern houses won't take people from the north. And so I definitely got zip coded for a lot of those southern houses, but I did end up going to actually southern and northern sorority, Gamma Phi Beta, where I found my forever home and my best friends and my little and grand little. But the rush process was extremely mentally draining. It was physically draining. I would be waking up at 5 a.m. It would be like 112 degrees outside. I would be in full hair and makeup, high heels, a dress, and I feel like I would actually be melting standing outside in that heat. And it was a lot. It was the best experience of my life, but I would never, ever, ever do it again. It was extremely stressful, and it is very hard on you mentally because it's a lot of, like getting turned away and not knowing why these people don't want you. It's a lot of just questions during the whole process, but I do feel that the process does work and it puts you where you're supposed to be.
Now the frats, they go through a very similar thing as well. They rush and they become pledges, and it almost seems like the frats, it's more of like a fun, like it's a bunch of dudes just like kind of messing around with the girls. It's more like you're interviewing for like a position at that point. Is that like kind of the structure of how it's based? Like guys kind of get an easier path, and the girls, like it's very cutthroat and like you got to look a certain way. Is it more like that, would you say?
Oh, 100%. If you don't have the look for a certain house, they will drop you. They will stalk you for, as soon as you apply to the University of Alabama, as sororities, we know. So we are already stalking you. If you even have the interest of rushing, we are stalking your social medias. We're finding out like where you're from. We stalk your friends. It's kind of scary. Yeah, you definitely are like applying for a position. Well, as frats, you kind of just show up, party. They see how you get along with the brothers. You see if you would be able to like spend time with these brothers, and that's kind of how you find where you're supposed to be instead of girls. You're right, it's extremely cutthroat. That's a good way to put it.
Now, the frat guys there, I've heard from some people that sometimes they are kind of like the dudes who joke around on TikTok and they're like, yo, cuz. Like that. Is that how, like, some of the houses really are? Are they, like, kind of, like, stereotypes?
Oh, definitely. I walk in, specifically Pi Kappa Alpha, our chapter of Pike at University of Alabama. They are total, like, if you were to watch Jersey Shore, that is exactly who they are. And it's so funny because I feel right at home when I'm there because all of, like, our dialect is the same. We all use, like, the same slang and, like, it's very different from, say, SNU, which is the primarily extremely southern house. So, yeah, it's definitely, like, they'll hit you with, like, yo, cuz, and they'll always be like, do you want some water? And whenever I go to anywhere else in Alabama and I say water, they all look at me like I have 10 heads coming out of my neck. But if you're at Pike and you're like, can I have a water? They immediately know because half of them are from Philadelphia. Some of them are from Jersey, Delaware, like places like that. So, yeah, there's definitely stereotypes for each house. And that's kind of where you find your friends, whoever you kind of get along with. The stereotypes are 100% true. I believe everything 100%. So that helps really with finding which frat you kind of want to be the closest to and have your friends in that frat.
And Alabama, of course, is also maybe the most known thing is they are the school with the biggest, with the best dynasty ever in college football history under the great coach, now retired Nick Saban. So when you get to school, football season's already in full swing. How much more different is school when football's going on and there's a game every week and everything's going on compared to the spring where it's a kind of more relaxed kind of vibe?
Yeah, spring is definitely more relaxed. I mean, we do have our football team and baseball team. I mean, our basketball team and baseball team, but nothing ever would beat fall. That fall semester, when you get there, you're right. Football, I think like our first weekend back when school finally starts is like one of our first games. So last year, I went to FSU for our away game for the first game of the summer and of the season, and it was super fun. But when you first get to campus, you know it's football season. Everybody's ready. Everybody wears their jerseys on even game days. Even days we don't have games, people are already in their jerseys. And we have this anonymous message board throughout the whole campus where we can talk about the game. If like it's Georgia weekend, we're posting funny pictures of like we want to beat Georgia and like all this stuff. We'll even go to sometimes our opposing team's campus and like put an Alabama jersey on like their mascot statue or like hang Alabama stuff around their campus just to be like, we're here to play. So it is so competitive. You are out from Thursday night. You will not sleep till probably Monday night because that's how hard we go for our team. And then after the games, I bartend at a very big bar in Tuscaloosa and our football players drink for free. So after the game, I love watching the game on shift, and then they'll come in a few hours later, and I'll get to talk to them and be like, what happened here? Like, what's going on? A lot of our O-line comes in, so they kind of give us, like, really what was going on in Ty Simpson's head or Jalen Milrose's head, like, whoever. We get to ask a lot of those questions. So our entire campus is football. Our teachers, if we have a bad loss, will sometimes even give us off on Monday just to mourn the loss of Alabama, which is very rare because Alabama doesn't usually lose. But football season is huge for us, and it is the best. It's the best time to be in Tuscaloosa.
And being around these high-level athletes who eventually, I mean, some of these guys will become some of the most famous people in the world just based off football. I know you said you had some experience with them. Have you ever had, is there anyone that was so famous that you met that like stood out on the football team?
Not on the I mean, I've seen Ty Simpson before in person, and I've also actually said hi to Jalen Milroe, and that was like one of the best moments of my life. But the best experience I had with one of our athletes was Mark Sears. He was our point guard on our basketball team, and he would always come into the Standard where I work, and he was always super nice to the staff. He would always take so many pictures with people. He signed so many jerseys for us to hang in our restaurant. It's just really cool being around those high-level athletes and getting to know them personally and then being able to watch them on the field or on the court or anywhere like that and actually be able to support them because you kind of feel like you know them personally. So it feels better when you're supporting them and showing up for their games and stuff.
I agree. And then finally, this could be the last question. If anyone's listening right now, male, female, or thinking about going to the University of Alabama for school, what would you tell them?
I would tell them 100% do it. Make sure you work hard to be able to play hard because your grades, you want to make sure you focus on that. I mean, you come to school first and definitely talk to as many people as you can. Go out as much as you can with different friends and just meet a ton of people because some of these people you'll never probably get to ever meet again. I mean, who can say that they lived in a different state for 4 years and all of their best friends were their neighbors? Like, nobody else can say that. So, I mean, the University of Alabama is definitely where you want to be, and roll tide.
All right. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you, James, for letting me interview.